Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I wanted to talk about the best gear for beginners and all the stuff that you can get from event quests and rewards and seasonals, just because I think it is something that people might overlook. And yeah, so let's start this off with, stuff that you get as a beginner. Number one being the Old Moon accessories. You click this button over here and it should show you. And this is the first thing that I would recommend new players to do, just because eventually you can get these accessories, one of the three, well, actually two of them, and you can eventually melt them down for Essence of Dawn, which we'll be using later on. At least it depends on the price. For now, it's worth it, but maybe if you're watching this a year later or so and they add more grind spots to give Essence of Dawn, maybe it might not be. But either way, for now, it's worth it. And which one would I pick of the three? So assuming you're doing this, relatively early on and you're new, I would personally pick the Ring of Crescent Guardian, simply because it gives you the most AP of the three of them, and likely it'll put you up into a new bracket. Another good choice is a Narc Earring, because there are actually a lot of good Kama Sylvia spots to grind, and so it may look like it's less AP, but the +8 technically gives you more. And if this one puts you into a new bracket, then that's always good. So yeah, one of these two is the ones I'd pick. I would probably skip the Tungrat Earring, just because if you're a new player, you don't really need Black Spirit Rage as much. And it's generally, in between all of these, it probably won't even have the most damage. So I think for people who like grinding the Kama Sylvia area, Narc Earring plus the 5 DP, it makes you feel a little bit safer, and you could try out new grind spots, especially if you're new and you have no idea what it's like. So, more DP always good. Other than that, Crescent is probably my number one pick, just because more AP, higher bracket, more damage, doing fine. All right, so yeah, you can get two of them. And even if you pick the wrong one, I believe there's a free exchange. So if you chose Crescent Ring and you wanted Narc Earring, you can swap it out. So either way, ultimately these are not supposed to be permanent things. They're just a stepping stone in your gear progression, and then you eventually melt them down for Essence of Dawn when you go for Karazad later on. All right, the next thing we're going to be talking about is in your Y tab. I already collected mine, but if you get level 61, you get a choice of a PEN Blackstar, and I would personally choose the main hand over Awakening and offhand, simply because main hand, no matter what, will give you more accuracy. And I guess it's probably better to actually look at all this. Doesn't matter which one. So you see how a PEN Blackstar gives you 212 accuracy. That, believe it or not, is actually good if you plan on doing any sort of PvP in the future, as well as grinding different types of enemies that require a little bit more accuracy. There's a lot of spots, especially, in the mid-tier area, that some of the enemies have a weirdly high evasion rate, so accuracy is good. And then if we look at Awakening weapons, you see how it only gives 12 accuracy, whereas the main hand gave like 212, right? So 200 actually big. And yeah, I understand that this one, has more AP, which that's what people look at in this game. Like if you're a new player, all you look at is this number and you're like, bigger number, better weapon. But trust me when I say accuracy is important, even in PvE, just not as much as PvP. But overall, probably in my opinion, the best choice. So I guess we'll talk about this as well. Whether you play Succession or Awakening. So no matter what, I would probably still choose the main hand because of the accuracy. But when you convert into Sovereign, that's when the weapon you pick matters, because it's kind of expensive. So if you're playing Awakening at the later stage in the game and you're going for your first Sovereign, then I would choose the Awakening. But when you're at the Blackstar route, then main hand first and then Awakening. So one thing that people don't really know, and it's kind of like something that we learned early into the game, like the old veteran players know. So awakening weapons give like, I think unless they changed it, it's like 30% of the stats on here go into your main hand damage. It's not on your AP, but it should reflect in your stats. So basically, people are like, do I even need an awakening weapon if I play Succession? The answer is still yes, you do. So it is important to get both all the PEN Blackstars before going to Sovereign. And so, yeah, AP goes into main hand even if you play Succession. It's just not reflected here, but it's reflected here. So good to know, right? And then third weapon should always be that one. So your level 61 Blackstar, your first one you get, I would pick the main hand. And then on your seasonal character, recently, a few months ago, they added, the upgrade from Tuvala from pen all the way to deck. So essentially from 5 all the way to 10. And then once you convert your deck weapon, you can change it at, I believe it's Fugar. And then he gives you the option to get a second PEN Blackstar. And it's actually significantly cheaper than making it or buying it off the market. So then your second weapon should be your awakening weapon. And I think that's the way to go. Once again, AP converted. So no matter what you play, you should have 2 PEN Blackstars. And then your third weapon should probably be the Kudum that you exchange after you graduate from seasons and you convert one piece to boss gear. It should be the offhand weapon. All right, so next we're going to be talking about the Magnus questline. So as we all know, in the questline over here, I believe it is the Abyss 1. You do the long 117 questline chain, and then at the end, it gives you a free pen boss gear. Now, it gives you a pen boss gear of like one of the 4 armor pieces, right? And so I would personally, depending on your server, pick the one that costs the most, because obviously you get that for free and you don't want to spend as much, which in my opinion is probably going to be the shoes. I'll look it up for you guys right now, but I'm convinced it's the shoes. Like if you could, let's just say this is 15. You don't really want to pick the Muskin earlier on, especially for new players. You just want DR and that'll just, overall better, and then convert later on. Let's see, Beg's gloves. Oh, this is actually higher. Guess that changes. So let me see. If you choose the armor, you always want to choose Red Nose over Doomtree, just because when you're going for Fallen God later on, Doomtree requires more Capra stones at Pen to get to Capra's 10. Red Nose requires less, so it's just one step less. And yeah, so this one I figured would be a little bit less. And of these two, I would choose Griffin over Gaiath. All resistance 5% is worth more than 100 HP. If you plan on doing any sort of PvP, noticeable difference? Not really, but survivability, that 5% will keep you alive higher than others. Okay, well, we just looked at it, and I think it's the gloves that's the best one, at least on the NA server. But what I would choose is the one that costs the most on your server, so you could look that up. The next thing I want to talk about is the guild quest. So you could do Khan 3 times with your boss. You spawn it at Achilles' Eye. You see the circle? This is where you fight the boss, right? And so if you do it 3 times, you essentially get an Alch Stone that is this thing. The Khan's Heart of Destruction, the Khan's Heart of Life, or the Protection. So you get to, I believe you pick one of the 3. But what I would choose is Destruction or the Life Stone. Completely ignore the Protection Stone, simply because if you want a Protection Stone, where was it? Yeah, you could always use the Perla Star from the seasonal reward, and this one is just, more PvE Protection Stone. So yeah, I would choose the Khan's Heart Life if you're a life skiller, and the Destruction Stone if you are a PvEer. So just do it 3 times, you get the reward for free. It does require your guild to actually do it, which is the hardest part, but aside from that, easy. So newer things that people kind of skim over is the seasonal special gift. And so if you're a new player, you probably will have all of these. You ignore basically all of these. These are just 100 stacks, whatever. So the first thing I would get for everyone is the Kaposha necklace. It gives you the most AP, so 30, and then followed by either ring or belt. These both give 17, so it really just depends which one you want more, ring or belt. And then the fourth one you get is the earring. But I feel like by the time you graduate 4 seasons, you probably already have better gear. But that's the order I would go for as a beginner. So one more thing, gear things that I would recommend for beginners is basic artifacts. So I'm gonna look over the free ones because I think they're the most important. The one that they give you by doing the quest is they changed all of them and I'm like confused. Okay, so extra AP against monsters. This is, I don't think it's 1-to-1 like monster damage to AP, but I think it's like 0.8 or something by calculation. However, having this is always good and it's like super easy to get. These are, easy to get for everyone, especially beginners. And you could run 2 of them. And the Lightstones I would recommend putting in are like the basic damage. These are very cheap, all AP plus 2. If you don't know how to play your class well and you don't know how to do special attacks like back attack, air attacks, you don't even know about all of that, you could put all AP plus 2 if you're doing PvP, or extra AP against monsters, which is slightly better, but it's PvE exclusive. And these are 2 entry level Lightstones. You just put 4 in, and you don't really have to think about certain combinations. I have a video showing all my artifacts and what I use, so I'll leave a link in the description. Those are more high end on, admittedly, but if you want to see like the combos I use for everything, you can watch that at your own time. But entry level is basically just extra AP against monsters, and when in doubt, just put more AP against monsters, and you do more damage. That's good. So yeah, with that said, those are some of the best gear upgrades for new players you can get without spending too much silver. And yeah, hopefully that's helpful. But before we head out, I want to show you guys one thing. So as we all know, today was patch day, and they decided they wanted to give us the new outfits, and they released the new ones for these. So I wanted to show you guys what it looked like. So Pearl Abyss, they gave all the partners one that wanted it, and so this is what it looks like. I wanted to basically showcase it. So they have it for both male and female classes. It's on the store for all of you guys to buy right now. And so I just wanted to show you what it looked like for this one. Yeah, so this is the outfit. Oh, hold on. Had the cape hidden. So by default, this is what it looks like. We're gonna dye it and just show you how it dyes. Does it look well? Does it look not well? We're gonna figure that out right now. I actually think this is a pretty nice one. They sometimes when it comes to outfits, they do hit or miss. But anyway, let's see what it looks like. That's not it. Okay. Oh, that looks so goofy. Hold on, let me just remove that. Okay. So, let's see. How does it dye? Attention to detail with the like emblem over here. So usually, I guess this is supposed to be a spring themed outfit. So generally brighter, lighter colors is what they're going for. But, let's see. My favorite colors are generally the shining yellow and, black and white. So colors that go well with each other. So by default, it looks like it's golden. Kind of nice. The collar. Personally, my favorite ones, depending on the type of outfit you get, really depends. So this one looks like it's, fabric and cloth. So essentially, you'd probably want to be using the silky, maybe leather, so Hydelian or Keplin. Glossy kind of looks weird on some outfits, or, so for this outfit, I would probably choose Ulvian or Hydelian or basic, I guess. So let's see, what would this look like? Okay, maybe this one looks kind of weird, but that one looks more natural, the Olvian. That one looks a little too shiny. So yeah, I think I would personally mess around with things in the Olvian, and then let's see what would. Oh, that like it's not bad. It's sometimes the colors go ranging from too bright or too dark or like out of the ordinary. But I think, yeah, like looking at this would fit the theme. And so let's see what that one is. The little jewel thingy in the middle. By default, it's pink, I believe. Okay, so that looks like rock. Okay, so let's see. It changes the entire thing. I thought it was just like the icon in the middle. Red looks nice. We'll keep it at red. I personally like the shadow red a lot more in most outfits, but this one might be a little bit different. Skirt part of it. Ooh, that like changed the entire. Okay, so that the bottom and that one looks different. Yeah, I think when it comes to like the black color, sometimes it looks different, but I assume since it's like, spring outfit, you want lighter colors, right? Blue looks nice, actually. Honestly, I think the colors by default that they chose were pretty good. And then, let's see, wait, what is this one? Oh, the flowers on the side. That one's kind of nice, actually. The inner flower. Silver looks nice. Okay, something not too bright, but so like at the bottom of the color wheel. I think silver looks nice. The top. Dude, that's kind of trippy, actually. Okay, hold on. So you don't want things too bright or too dark. It's middle, I guess. I personally like the default color, not gonna lie. I'm glad they put the attention to detail, so you know how like this one was the top half, and then this one is like the bottom, or this one. Glad you could change it. I'd probably keep them the same. Like if you're gonna change this one, probably gonna change the other one too. The tie. Either generic white and black or darker color. I like green. Green looks nice. Then the top part of it. Okay. And what is this one? Wait, hold on. What is this? The cuff? Oh, just the buttons. Very good attention to detail on this one. And then this one, bottom part. Very cool. And so the other pieces that came with it, gloves. I assume it's button and the cuff. Yep, button. Second part of that. I probably wouldn't have thought of that, but that's nice. And then the cuff color. Shoes. I'm gonna be honest, I like everything, but I assume it's the jewel in the middle, the ribbon, and like the bottom actual heel part of it. Wig, not really. The hat, hairdo. Ribbon, flower, and the inner flower. All right. Overall, I think this is a nice outfit that they actually come out with. And usually in the past, when I covered the other outfits, it's usually hit or miss one. But I think they did a good job with the spring themed outfit for this year. So good job. Yeah. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you guys come back. I have a bunch of videos coming up in the near future. Hardcore servers came out today, so I'm going to be trying that a little bit later tonight. And we'll be recording our series as well as everything else. But if you're new to the channel, once again, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.